Welcome tonight to our TMBT Media Las Vegas podcast. We're with one of our TMBT pros, Mario Butler, who is currently in Rosario, Argentina. Mario Butler is one of our pro clients that traveled down to Buenos Aires, Argentina with us on January 4th. And he has been down there 42 days. He arrived on January 7th, and he's been there. Today is February 18th, so that makes 42 days. He's currently playing with Club Sportivo America, and we are so proud of this young man. He has been one of the hard workers, one of the prayer warriors, one of the globe warriors that we have on our pro roster, and we're just so proud of this young man. I'm from Alabama. Mario Butler, are you there with us?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Thanks for having me, Milton.
Good, man. I can't say to you, I can't tell you how proud we are of you, just for persevering and maintaining focus and everything that you've been through, everything that it's taken to get you there, all of your hard work, all of your positive energy, all of your prayers. We're so blessed tonight to have you on our show, on our TMBT Media podcast. And we really want you to talk about your life, how your life has been the last 42 days since you went on tour with us. You guys traveled to Argentina first, and then you went to Chile. And now you're back in Argentina playing with your team that you signed with. So we just want you just kind of take our listeners on a brief overview of your time there. Talk about the food, the people, just everything. Just try to paint a picture for our listeners.
Okay. Well, I first arrived in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and then not long after that, I was able to travel down to Neuquén, Argentina with San Francisco. I got to work out with them for a couple of days before heading down to Chile for the first division tournament there. We competed there in Chile, ended up winning the championship. From there, let's see, we went down to Mendoza, got the opportunity to work out with a team for a few days. From Mendoza, traveled to Cipolletti, got to practice with the team there for almost a week. And then from Cipolletti, back to Buenos Aires for a combine. And from the combine in Buenos Aires, here where I am currently in Rosario, Argentina with Club Sportivo America.
Nice, man. Nice, Mario. For those people that think that pro basketball is all fun and games and that it's just this joyous life, kind of paint a picture for us of what your days have been like. Of course, in the morning you guys have practice, breakfast. Just paint to me a normal day in the life of Mario Butler.
Yeah, so a normal day would be, waking up, having a little breakfast, and then get ready to head into the gym early, get some stretching in, get some shots up before practice. Then once practice begins, we usually go about 2.5, 3 hours, hard, very intense. Gym is usually, pretty hot, so, you're going to sweat a ton. Then once that's over, probably hit the showers, grab a meal. The city that I'm blessed to be in, Rosario, is very beautiful, so, once practice is over and everything, is nice to be able to, walk around the town a little bit, see the sights, grab a meal in one of the beautiful cafes they have here in Rosario. And then after that, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have weights. So depending on the day, I probably get a little nap in, and then head to weights. After weights, have dinner, and that would be it. For me, currently working on my master's degree as well, and so after that weight session, I probably get into the books a little bit.
Now, that's something that I am, of course, we have so many things that we're proud of you for, doing your part in basketball and living out your dream and working to help our brand as well. But one thing that I am super, super proud of you, and we always talk about, I think when you first met me, we had the conversation about my perception of my young men that were traveling down to Argentina. It's very important that we're not stereotyped. It's very important that we show that we are educated African American young men. And so at the time, I remember you were telling me that you were doing all of this. And so I was just, it's almost like to say you are the epitome of what we're preaching. I'm sure very few people in the stands that are watching you play actually realize that you are studying before practice, after practice, during, after games, what have you. But I must say, it's not the normal professional basketball player that even considers his studies while he's trying to pursue his dream and working playing pro basketball. What motivates you? How do you find the time to be a professional basketball player, but at the same time be a student as well?
Right. I think about a guy, Kobe Bryant. Kobe had a 20-year career in the NBA, but now his career is over. He's still got his whole life ahead of him. And so for me, when I chose to pursue this professional basketball career, that it would be for a season of my life. But once it was over, I would still have my whole life ahead of me. And so currently I'm studying my master's in public administration. And the reason I chose public administration is because I have a burden for the youth, the mentally handicapped, and ex-offenders. And so, those groups who don't really have a voice to represent themselves are what motivated me to continue to pursue this degree, even in spite of a busy athletic career.
Well, I'm sure it's not easy, brother, but I always equate school and basketball to each other. And I always say that to say that you're going to get out of it what you put in. School and basketball, you have to study, you have to do extra work, you have to really, it really has to be a huge part of your life. School, maybe even more so than basketball, because it's so much more important. Education, of course, is way more important than any sport. But the time that you have to study hall, for guys that went to school, you have practice, you have class, and then you have games, and games during the week, you're traveling. So it's really not easy. Contrary to what so many people believe, that it's this luxurious life, it's really taxing, and it really takes a toll on your mind and your body. But basketball, like education, the more you put into it, the more you get out, and it always pays off in the end for some great reason. Tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, where you played high school basketball, where you played college, and tell them a little bit about how Mario Butler got to Rosario, Argentina today.
Okay, so in high school, I played for Mobile Christian. I really consider myself a late bloomer because I didn't start seriously training for basketball until the summer going into my senior year of high school. There was a guy that would always talk to me in the gym, and he was a basketball trainer. And then finally one day, the summer before my senior year, he sat down and talked with my mom and I, and we agreed to have him work with me. And so we spent that whole summer working, and then my senior year, there were a lot of times where we would leave practice, and then him and I would either get on the track or get in the gym and work on things. And my junior season of high school and my senior season were like night and day. It was a complete turnaround. And so as a result of that senior year, I was privileged with the opportunity to go to University of Mobile and to be able to play there all 4 years. And so that's what helped put me to this point now. And and I still feel like my best years are still ahead of me, that I haven't even come close to scratching the surface yet.
Good, man. Good. Well, you and I talk about it all the time, and it's one of those things where you have to be. It's a fine line between being prepared and enjoying your young life. You are such a young man, and you do so much to prepare for the moment that most young men are out partying, or out doing whatever young men do, trying to enjoy themselves. But every time I talk to you, you've always been in the gym. You have a different routine. Talk to me a little bit about your routine when you were in the United States before you left to go on this trip with us. Tell me a little bit about your routine and what got you ready for this moment.
Yeah, so for me, the motto I live by is a scripture, Matthew 6:33. It says, "Seek ye first the kingdom." And truly seeking first the kingdom of God is it's about a relationship where you say, "Jesus, you're Lord over my life. You're in control." And so it all began with that. And as I began to grow closer to Him, I realized that He gave me a talent, He gave me a gift and ability through the game of basketball. And so, as a result of that relationship and Him opening the right doors, connecting me with the right people like yourself, Milton, putting me in the right places, right time, that allowed me to pursue this professional basketball career. And even when I was back in the States, He was constantly leading and guiding me as to the steps to take, because there was a gap between my college career and where I am now. I like to think of that as my desert season. If you look through the scripture, a lot of great leaders went through a time where they were separated from others. You think about Moses; he went through 40 years where he was in the wilderness before God prepared him to lead the Israelites. You look at Joseph; there was a time where he was locked up in prison before he was able to lead the people of Egypt and be second in command to Egypt. And so during that desert phase, God was really developing me and building my character, because I was in the gym working on every day, even before there was an opportunity in front of me. I was really walking by faith and not by sight. And so all those times in the gym, all that work when no one was watching, when there was no opportunity in front of me, I believe all those things have prepared me for this moment where I am currently.
Definitely, man. The beautiful part is that you have allowed us to, or allowed me to share it with you. And so it's most days I would talk to you, and you would be like, "I'm on my way to the gym, coach. I'm just leaving the gym." And so very few people understand what it takes, what it takes to play in second division Argentina. Very few people will ever know. But I feel privileged that you have chosen us, and we have been with you, and we have been with you for the ride, for the entire ride. And it's it's a thing where it's almost like I'm living through you guys. Of course, I'm living through you guys, and you guys probably don't realize it, but you guys are making me happy just by doing well and being happy. And so when I talk to you all the time, I'm always say, "Hey Mario, enjoy yourself, man. Enjoy your time." Sometimes when you maybe don't think you had a good game, and you and I talk, and you'll be like, "Hey Milt, thanks for helping me to see it like that." And I'm hoping that I'm able to change your perspective, especially on life and enjoying your moment. I wish I could be back down there playing like I was when I was your age, but I can't. But one thing that I learned, and that I wish I did, was that I enjoyed the ride a little bit more, that I didn't take it so seriously. so serious, and so it's hard. Of course, when you're living it, you only know one way to take it, which is serious. But I wish I had enjoyed it more. Went out and been amongst the people, not taking it so seriously, and I'm enjoying the moment, living more in the moment. Does that make any sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, it really does. Yes, sir.
Good, man. It's and because that's important. That's important for me that I tell you guys to enjoy yourself because it's you get old quick, brother. And trust me, man, when you get to be my age, you look back and you think on all the good times you had. You don't remember so much the championships, but you remember the good times with great people. And regardless of what country you're in, you always remember good people, man. And so I'm so glad that you have a chance to meet some of my TMBT family, and you get a chance to meet Coach Bolte and Coach Maxie and all of these people, man, that are a part of our family. And some kind of way, I was talking to Coach Bolte the other day. Even though that they weren't able to pick you up, he still feels pride in knowing that he was your first coach to teach you Argentinian basketball or the law of the land in Argentina. So he and I were talking about that the other day, and he takes great pride in that, and that you guys working under Sergio when you guys went to Chile. And so Coach Bolte really loves you guys. I'm sure you guys may not have been able to tell, but he really showed you guys a lot of love. Not only because you guys were my players, but because you guys are good people. You guys showed him love. So as I always say, love is love. Whenever you show someone love, they in turn will show it back to you. And I think that's what it's all about. No matter what country you're in, what language you speak. I think that's what we try to do and should do as humans. Hey, before we go any further, I may have you give your social media, the little bit of social media that you have, in case you have some youngsters, some youth that want to play pro basketball. We have so many of our students that are middle school or high school kids, and they listen to our program, and so we're hoping that they will listen to your words and take heed to your words of wisdom and working hard and dedication. We wanted you to just shout out whatever social media you have so that these guys can follow you. Whatever you have, just shout it out.
Yeah, my Facebook is Mario TF. Mario TF.
Okay, perfect.
And I used to have Snapchat, Instagram, and all that, but I got rid of it.
Okay.
In college.
Perfect, man. No worries. Hey, who has time for that stuff anyway? That time that you could be on Snapchat and all that stuff, you could be in the gym getting shots up. So, it works out, brother. It works out. Talk to me a little bit about your. Yes.
You mentioned Coach Maxie earlier. Could I share a quick story?
Yes, please, by all means, yes.
Yeah, so you were discussing the TMBT family, and that really came alive for me when I was in Cipolletti with Coach Maxie. I was staying in the gym, upstairs from the gym. They had some nice rooms in the kitchen, showers, all that. But the gym was connected to a weight room. And so it ended up happening one night where I was locked out of my room. And so Coach Maxie ended up allowing me to come to his apartment, and it allowed me to stay in his kids' room. And that really just spoke volumes to me about TMBT family and what it was all about, because he literally just met me that day. But because of through that friendship and brotherhood with Milton, he allowed me to stay in his home. And so that was a moment that really just warmed my heart and will forever be etched in my memory.
Well, that's huge, Mario. That's I think you shared that with me. I think it just we're talking about Coach Maximilian Rubio from Cipolletti, Argentina. He is one of my oldest friends, one of my oldest brothers in basketball. We played together in 1996 in Independiente de Pico. So I've been knowing Coach Maxey all of my professional career, and he's one of my brothers. He does so much to help us, along with Coach Bolte and so many, Coach Carlos Diodati, so many of our TMBT family in Argentina. And so we're blessed, man. I'm blessed to have people that took care of me when I played, and so I try to have those same people as part of my support group for my players that we send down there. And so basketball, as you're seeing, is such a huge sport, of course, around the world, but in Argentina, it's very big. And so I'm kind of blessed to have the people that I have that help us down there, the coaches that we have in Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, all of the countries that I've played in. It's a blessing to have those people still on my side and still trying to help me help some young men to achieve a dream.
Yes.
Speaking of dreams, we are currently in Black History Month right now, and we are blessed to have you on with us to be able to ask you a few questions about Black History Month. One of my first questions is, what does Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. mean to you?
Oh, man.
Being from Alabama and being from down that way. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, it means a lot thinking about Martin Luther King Jr. and all that he stood for and all of the advances he made for African American people. He's truly a legendary figure. Just thinking about all the persecution that came against him, but he stayed steadfast, unrelenting, and his decision to make a stand is one that we're all still reaping the fruit of today. And so definitely want to give honor to him and everything he did, but also his wife, Coretta Scott King, because, you know, they often stay behind every great man is an even greater woman, and I definitely think that family demonstrates that.
Definitely, brother. Definitely. That's incredible what you're saying. Especially by you and I being Southern guys, you being from Alabama, he means so much to our culture, to our race. But to be able to walk the streets or be able to go into the buildings where he lived and where he grew up, that must mean a lot to you. And we call it holy ground. We call Alabama holy ground because Dr. Martin Luther King walked on it.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about, speaking of Alabama, who were your role models as a youth? Even today, growing up in Alabama, who were your role models?
Yeah, as you spoke that to me, there are a couple people that come to my mind. The first would be Coach Mike Godfrey. Coach Mike Godfrey started an organization called Team Focus. It's for young men ages 10 through 18 that don't have a father figure in the home. And Team Focus steps in, helps to fill that father void and point them toward Jesus Christ. And so I entered Team Focus when I was 8 years old at the time. And Coach Mike has been an influential mentor in my life. Whatever I needed, I could always call him and reach out to him, and he would be there to make a difference, whether it was a kind word or whatever it may be. And so he comes to mind, and also pastor growing up, Bishop Levy Knox at Living Word Christian Center in Mobile, Alabama. He was the one who taught me the gospel of the kingdom and introduced me to Matthew 6:33 and taught me a lot of those principles that I still live out in my day. Godfrey and Bishop Levy Knox.
Got you, man. That's I've spoken to Coach Godfrey, very well respected gentleman. I've spoken to him on your behalf, but I've also heard some other coaches that I know that played football for him at Kansas speak very highly of him. So it sounds like you've been taught the right way to live, the right way to conduct yourself, and it shows that you had good mentors and good people on your side, good people in your village, as we say.
Yes.
Tell me about an accomplishment in your life that you are most proud of.
Man, and it's amazing you asked me that question. I think one of my most amazing accomplishments would be helping to lead one of my teammates at University of Mobile who never had a Bible, helping to lead him to Jesus Christ. It's amazing you asked me that because he just texted me today, and it was just so good to hear from him because this was a guy from Las Vegas, Nevada, had never owned a Bible, had never heard the good news of Jesus Christ, and we developed a friendship, a brotherhood on the basketball court and off of it. And before he left University of Mobile, came to me and he said, Mario, I want to be baptized by your bishop, Bishop Knox, before I leave. And so I remember calling my bishop, and that Tuesday night Bible study, he made arrangements for my teammate to be baptized. And as I reflect on my career with basketball, that is definitely one of the greatest things I was able to see and be a part of.
Wow, that's incredible, brother. I always ask questions to our players because role models as a youth, accomplishments in your life, they're very important, especially as a basketball player, to be able to remember back, to think back about before you started playing. And I tell all of my guys, if you just think back, and if you don't look at pro basketball as pro basketball and you think back to when you were a young kid just playing in the backyard or playing at the park, same type of deal. No pressure. You don't want to put extra pressure on yourself. So if you're thinking about it and saying, hey, this is my job now, that's a added piece of pressure. But I try to tell my guys, just shooting free throws like you're shooting back at the park, shooting in the backyard. You don't have to be shooting in front of 15,000. Even though you're there, you have to take your mind back to where it's not so stressful and enjoy more of the moment. I think that's what I try to share with my guys, with my players that we send overseas, to enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. That's what I really need for you guys to do. And like I always tell you guys, take a lot of pictures, take a lot of video. We're doing vlogs and blogs, TMBT blogs and TMBT vlog. So I really want you guys to have fun with it, man.
Yes.
Here's another question that I always ask. Tell us about a time when things didn't go as you planned in your career. Let's say February 18th, 2019, you are currently on a team playing in Argentina. And I think you guys have a game this week. You played in, 4 games so far? 2 games so far? 3 games?
Yes, sir. 4 games.
4 games. Tell us about a time when things didn't go as you planned in your career, whether it's in high school, college, or even in the pros.
Man, I think some of these recent losses definitely go as planned. On the team, you definitely want to win, but I think that's just lit a spark within me to really just get back to the drawing board and see what I can do to help take this team to the next level. So I take it as a challenge that I'm up for, and I was listening to Kobe Bryant the other day, and he was saying, after his team would lose, he would get excited. And the interviewer asked him, he said, Kobe, why did you get excited? He said, because that means we have a weakness that we can go back, identify, and improve on. And so I've just kind of taken that mentality into this. You know, I've been studying some film and seeing some mistakes I've made and seeing some areas where I can be better, some areas where I can attack more. And so that loss is something that's fueling the fire and will hopefully contribute to some wins in the very near future.
Well, that's a good thing that you think like that. It's like you and I talk about every day. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And so, I think once you are able to um, find what it is that you like to do, playing pro basketball, of course, like you said, you've only had 4 games, so you're still learning the pro game. But I think as time goes on, and you have a chance to kind of figure out what you're good at doing playing pro basketball. Like I tell so many players, whether it be in middle school, high school, pro, whatever, you have to find what you do well on that level, because you're just coming from the college level where I'm sure you did many things well. But as a pro, I always say, let's find something that you do well and make it your bread and butter. So if it's scoring, rebounding, passing, or whatever it is you do well, I like to focus on that. And so I tell you all the time that, of course, I'm so proud of you. But when I say I'm proud of you for not what you're currently doing, but for what I see your upside being, and for what I can't wait until we're able to get in the gym here this coming up summer. Hopefully in Las Vegas, you'll be able to come out, and you and I will just be able to get some one-on-one time in the gym, just working. And just because I watch all of your games, I watch them 2 and 3 times, and I just watch you. Of course, you're the only person that I know out there, so you are the only client that we have other than Mike Henry. But when I watch your team play, you're the only person that I'm watching. So I'm making little notes, also making mental notes of things that I want to work with you on this summer. It's part of being a teacher, and the beauty of the game, like you're saying, is being able to teach young men what they don't know. Of course, how can you expect someone to know pro basketball when they haven't played it before? So it's a learning process, and it's a learning curve, like I'm sure there was for you going from middle school to high school, from high school to college. That same learning curve applies going from college to pro basketball. So you're human, brother. You're human. Let's see. I want to get you to talk about traveling a little bit inside of Argentina. Explain to the people what your first trip was like in Argentina. I think you got there, you signed, and your first game was at home maybe, and then your second game was on the road. How did that work out?
Yeah, before I get into the team-specific travel, I wanna hit on when I first got to Buenos Aires, Milton, and you were there on the phone with me through the airport and everything, and even from there on to Mendoza. And whenever I was traveling, even when I came back to Buenos Aires for the combine, on the phone with me pretty much every step of the way, and I believe that really helped me to get comfortable and really make the adjustment process very smooth with being in Argentina. And so now, as you fast forward to this point with Sportivo America, going on the road with the team, that was definitely an awesome experience. Very nice double-decker bus. Got to get some good rest on the bus. Got to see a few different places, and you got to see how the architecture is different in some places. The way the streets are built, the way the buildings are built, it's different in some places, and it's beautiful to get to see another side of the world that you would have never gotten to see if it wasn't for the game of basketball.
Exactly. Exactly. Well said. Now, help the people understand, for my friends that I talk to and I try to explain traveling in Argentina, some people think that the buses there like a Greyhound bus, like a one-level bus. For those listeners that have never been to Argentina, paint the picture of the bus. How nice the bus is, has bathroom, all of that good stuff. Paint a picture of how you guys are traveling.
Yeah, the bus we just took for the road trip. It was the nicest bus I've been on with the United States taken to account. It was a double decker bus, so you have like the coaches and strength and conditioning guys on the bottom part, and then all the players are on the top. And you're able to let your seat back very far. They had leg rest for you. I had never even seen these things before in the U.S. It's some type of leg rest deal they have where you can stretch your legs out a little more. And so it was very comfortable, air conditioned, TVs, the whole works.
And it's funny, when I talk to young men or I talk to adults, they don't understand how buses there can be nicer than buses here. But because of the because of the level of the United States is a richer country, so more people travel by plane here. Being that Argentina is not on that level of course, it's a third world country. More people have the means to travel by bus, so they make the buses, the actual buses are actually nicer than the planes down there because they have more people traveling by buses. So many people don't believe me. I says, man, the buses down there are so much nicer than here. They're like, man, get out of here. They don't believe me, but I'm glad you're here to co-sign what I'm saying. And you have a chance, Mike and Keith and all those guys, Shaquem and all those guys, they had a chance to see how nice it is to travel down there.
Yes, exactly.
Nice, man. Nice. The other thing, I want you to, of course, explain to the people, talk a little bit about Club Sportivo America. Explain how, what would you, I always tell people that the closest thing that we have here to a club like that is like a YMCA or something. What would you equate your club to? What would you say is the equivalent of a club here in the United States? What's equivalent? To kind of give the people an idea of what your club is all about, how big it is, what other sports they have. What would you compare it to?
Yeah, I think a YMCA is a pretty accurate thing because it's a multifaceted. So, in any given night, this is one of the things that really struck me when I first got here. I remember one night you had the basketball team in the restaurant area having dinner, and then you've got karate going on in one room. And in another part of the club, you had older people doing like salsa dancing. Then you had a practice going on in the gym with younger kids. And so I think that YMCA is a pretty accurate description because you have so many different things going on in one area.
Right. It's one of those things where we don't actually have we don't have anything equivalent where you go across town or you go to the next state to play a team. We don't have anything equivalent. So when people ask me, Coach, what is it like? Or Milton, what is it like? It's hard for me to say because we, honestly, like you said, we don't have anything equivalent to it. Where people go on Friday and Saturday nights and watch the games and everyone cheers for their company or their team. We don't have anything like that. Nothing that I can think of here on the East Coast. You guys have anything like that in Arizona that you can think of?
Yeah, I can't really think of anything that quite compares to this exactly.
I can't think of anything similar, especially here, but it's a good thing. It's something that you only experience in Argentina. Some teams in Venezuela are clubs as well. They're basketball clubs, but they are individually owned. The club is owned by members, so it's a little different dynamic. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, but for those that are wondering about Mario's club, you guys can go to their. You guys can Google. The name of his club is Club Sportivo America, and it's in Rosario, Argentina. So it's not hard to find out and find out a little bit about the club. For those people that have questions, feel free to contact us at miltonbellbasketball.com. We will pass those questions on to Mario. You can also contact us at our email, milton.bell@miltonbellbasketball.com. And we will pass on any questions, any thing that you guys have for Mario Butler. He's currently in Argentina as we speak, so any mail or anything that you guys want to pass on to him or want to send him a shout out or just send some positive energy, you can contact him through his Facebook. Mario, repeat your Facebook one more time for our listeners.
It's Mario space capital T capital F.
Good.
Mario TF.
Good. Of course, any calls or any thing that you guys want to send in for us, you guys can contact us here at area code 702-908-1501 here at our TMBT Media, Las Vegas. Mario Butler, any closing words? This will be we'll be closing up our first part. We'll have maybe like a 4-part series with you. But in closing up our first episode, anything that you want to say to your family or your friends or any fans from college, anything you want to say to your listeners?
I just want to thank you, Milton, for all the time you've invested, the countless hours spent on the phone before I left the U.S. and even now in Argentina. And shout out to all the TMBT family that helped to make this possible.
Right. I just wanted to, and I always tell people, sometimes people don't believe how long it took you to go from because it's not normal. Sometimes when I think about it, I think you guys have really set the bar high for our next group because you guys went from signing with us, becoming clients, TMBT Pro clients of ours, becoming family members, and then how long would you say after you were signed in Argentina? You guys, you signed with us 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks later you were in Argentina, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was a very quick turnaround. Yes, sir.
It was a very quick turnaround. So, for those young men that are going on our next groups, we can't promise that everyone's journey will be as smooth as Mario Butler's, but we do what we can to get those guys placed. Those guys that are serious and have put the work in. Hard work always shows out, and so one of the reasons why Mike Henry, Shaquem Jackson, Kasim Green, Jamel Calloway, Mario Butler, Keith Jackson, one reason why you guys did so well and were prepared is because you guys prepared yourself. So for any young men that would like some more information on our TMBT trip going to Argentina from March 18th through the 24th, please don't hesitate to contact us. Telephone number is 702-908-1501. Email is milton.bell@miltonbellbasketball.com. You can reach us on Instagram at the Milton Bell Team, or just Google us. We're always willing to help. Mario Butler, we know you have practice in the morning, so we won't keep you. We're going to let you go here. It's 11:50 here in the United States, so it is going on 2 o'clock there. We know you have practice tomorrow, games for this weekend, but we want to say thank you, brother, for taking your time to speak to our listeners. We want to just commend you on maintaining focus, send you a lot of positive energy and just keep on doing what you're doing, brother. You have so many people that you don't even know that are pulling for you, part of our TMBT family. So you and Mike Henry and Keith Jackson, you guys are making us all look good, man. But no pressure. We want you guys to enjoy yourself, enjoy the ride, and continue to believe in God. Continue to be good young men, and the sky's the limit, man. So we're going to be signing off for TMBT Media Las Vegas with our TMBT Pro Mario Butler, live from Rosario, Argentina. We will be talking to you next time. Thanks for joining us.